Hey everyone, it's Casey Nicole. And today we're going to go through a practice. I'm going to call it a morning practice, but really you can do this any time of day. It's really just to awaken your body, start to get things moving and opening. So it's not going to be anything too extreme or too intense. We're not even going to come up to a standing position. We're going to stay on the ground, either in a tabletop kind of position or from a seated position. So lots of opening, and the emphasis is going to be into the side body. So expect a lot of side body opening, a little bit of strengthening into some stabilizing, but we're also going to work into some rotation and a little bit of spinal movement. You shouldn't need any props today. If you have anything and you want to have it nearby just in case, great. Otherwise, we're going to start off today by coming into a nice child's pose. So make your way onto your hands and knees, separating your knees as wide apart as it feels good. Big toes connect. And just let your hips start to sink back towards the heels. Relax your spine forward and down. And just allow your head to drop. I'm going to keep my head lifted just so you can hear me clearly, but for you, let your head relax down to the ground, resting either onto your hands, to the floor, or to a block or something to help bring extra comfort and a little bit of that cushioned support. And then relax into your body. So feel your shoulders soften, feel your neck muscles soften, your entire spine and your hips. If this is not a restful pose for you, you can always pick something else. That's perfectly fine. But as you rest here, we're going to start to bring attention to the breath without making changes right away. First, just observe your breath in its natural, everyday rhythm. Notice how it feels. Notice how deep it is, the length of each inhale and exhale. And then we're going to consciously start to direct our breath to be deeper. So let's exhale, let all of the breath out. And then through the nose, take a slow breath in. Expand the breath from the belly all the way up the torso to the chest and upper back. Filling up like a barrel, front, back, and sides, and then hold it briefly at the top. Open up the mouth and exhale, let it all the way out. Again, slow inhale through the nose, fill up from the bottom to the top. Gradually expanding around the sides. Everything lifts up until it's to the top of your torso. Pause, maybe sip in a little more air. And then once again, just open up the mouth and exhale, let it all the way out. Now let's do that again, but we're going to keep the breath through the nose on the exhalation as well. So slow inhale from the bottom to the top. Take your time, expanding and lifting. Once the breath reaches the top, see if you can breathe in a little more. And then keep it nice and smooth through the nose. Exhale, empty the breath all the way back out. Now keep the breath in and out of your nose, but let it find more of a natural, easy rhythm. So you don't have to spend as much time or effort on maintaining this breathing rhythm. It feels a little more relaxed and organic. Start to stretch your arms long in front of you. Elbows lift gently away from the ground. And once you have that full stretch, keep the hips anchored back. Let's take a deep breath in. And then let's start with the left side. Exhale, walk your hands over to the left side. Left hand can walk over as far as you'd like. Right hand follows. Maybe it's rests side by side. Maybe the right hand rests on top of the left hand, or it can even cross over to create a little bit of a lock. Let the hips continue to sink back and down towards the heels, letting that draping happen naturally into the side body. Let's take another breath here. Inhale, walk your hands back around to center. Find length into the spine. And then exhale, walk over to the right side. As the right hand walks wide, left hand follows side by side, resting on top or crossing over. Sink back through the hips, relax into the side body, and just feel that gentle elongation all the way down the arm, down the side, into your hips. Find your breath. And then next breath in, let's slowly walk the hands back around to center. And then gently rock your weight up into a tabletop position, stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over the knees, coming onto all fours. Now make any little adjustments that you need to here. We're going to start to open up the spine with some more common movements, cat-cow. You can add in whatever you'd like. So let's take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, chin to your chest, tuck the tail, round your back, and really press your hands and knees into the floor to get more of that lift of belly button to spine. On your next inhale, drop the belly down and scoop the heart up, lift up through the sit bones, and feel that full extension in your spine. Exhale, round your back, curl your spine, belly button lifts up and in. Inhale, drop the belly, scoop up through the heart and hips. Now close your eyes and just start to move from one to the next on your own. And just find the rhythm that feels good and add in any movements that feel good. Personalizing this to really meet your body's needs, or at least to run an assessment of how your body feels today. Couple more breaths. Okay. And then let's slowly make it back to a nice neutral positioning. And then from here, we're going to take the right leg. Let's take the right leg and stretch it back nice and long behind you, floating it up parallel with the ground. And then we're going to cross it over to the left side and set the foot down, either top of the foot or tuck the toes. Either way is fine. Long spine on an inhale. And then exhale, you're going to look back over your left shoulder towards the foot and just exaggerate that curve in the body here. Give yourself a breath or two. Then let's bring the spine back around to center. And then you're going to stretch the right leg back directly behind you, toes tucked. Now from here, we're going to walk the hands to the right side. And as you do, you're going to set your right foot down and then take the left foot, the one where the knee is bent on the ground, and sweep it behind you as your hands walk to the side of the mat. And now you're going to walk the hands in and come all the way up into a gate pose. So I'm not facing you here, but you should be able to see clearly. I'm now facing the side of my mat. Right leg is directly out to the right side, and the left foot is like a little kickstand behind me here. Right hand drops down to the right thigh. Left arm reaches up. Let's take a deep breath in, spine up tall. And then exhale, lean over to the right side. You can walk your right hand down the leg. Try not to push into the knee joint. Try to go above or below. And then open up the ribs and chest towards the ceiling as you reach out through the left fingertips. Take a breath or two here. Now inhale, come all the way up, arms to a T. On your exhale, open arm twist to the right side. Try not to force, just notice the motion that's available. Inhale, bring it back around to center. Exhale, open arm twist to the left side. Inhale, bring it all the way back around to center. Now from here, left hand is going to take a big reach down to the left side. Right arm reaches up. So this is more of a modified side plank position. Really push down into the ground. You can stay here or float your right foot up for a little bit of balance. Stay here or bend into the right knee. Maybe catch a hold of the foot with your top hand. If that's not available, no worries. Stay where you are. If you do have the foot, maybe kick the foot back, open up across the ribs and chest, and find a little bit of a heart opener here. One more breath wherever you are. If you have the foot nice and gentle as you release, extend out through the leg, reach up through the top arm. Now, lower the right foot down to the ground. Really press into the floor, lifting the hips away from the ground as much as you can. You can stay right here, or if it's accessible, push through the hand, push through the back foot, and see if you can hover your left knee off the ground. Slowly lower the knee if it's lifted. Let's take the top hand down, swivel everything back around to center, and drop the knees, landing back in a nice tabletop position. Okay. Now, feel free to take a couple cat-cows or any other movements here. Kind of bring yourself back into that neutral space before we go into the other side. Okay, when you're ready, let's stretch the left leg back, float it up parallel with the ground, and then cross it over to the right side, setting the foot down to the floor. Long spine on an inhale. And then exhale, look back over your right shoulder towards the foot. Once again, you're exaggerating that C curvature through the spine. Opening up into the sides. Let's take one more breath. And then bring yourself back around to center. Hands walk back around. Now stretch the left leg back behind you and then set the toes down to the ground. As you do, walk your hands to the left. As you walk your hands to the left, you're going to set the left foot down and then sweep your right foot behind you. Walk the hands in and come all the way up. Now you're in gate pose on the other side, left leg directly out to the side. You can always bring cushion underneath your knees or readjust until you find your alignment. Left arm drops down to the left leg. Right arm reaches up. Take a deep breath in. Lift the spine tall. Exhale, lean over to the left side. Left hand can walk down the leg. Once again, try to avoid pushing into the knee joint itself. And then open up the ribs and chest as you extend the energy through the top fingertips. Feel that stretch all the way down your side. This is one of my favorites. Let's take one more breath. Inhale, come all the way up, arms to a T. Exhale, open arm twist to the right side. Inhale, bring it all the way back around to center. Exhale, open arm twist to the left side. Inhale, bring it all the way back around. Right hand is going to take a big reach down to the floor. Make sure that the shoulder is over the wrist. If you need to adjust the hand, adjust the hand. Left arm up. Stay here, pressing the hips. Maybe float the left foot off the ground for a little balance and stabilizing. Stay here or bend the knee. Maybe catch the foot with your top hand, kicking back, opening up across the ribs and chest, and feel that bow position in the body. Now, if you do have a hold of the foot, let's go ahead and gently release, re-extend out through the leg, arm stretches high. And then lower the foot down to the ground if it's lifted. Now stay here, keep lifting the hips away from the ground. Stay as you are, or press into the floor, maybe hover your right knee above the ground. And then lower the knee down, drop the top hand to the ground, swivel everything back around to center. Land back into a tabletop position. And you can, once again, take some cat-cow movements, anything that feels good, maybe a child's pose, just a breath or two here. When you're ready, let's sweep the legs around or cross the ankles and sit back. Find your way into a comfortable seated position. We're going to finish off from a seated position for the remainder of this practice. So cross your left leg in front of the right leg. And you can either sit normal crisscross where the knees angle out slightly and then the feet angle back in towards the hips. That's a very traditional crisscross or easy seated position. Now, if you want to take it a little deeper, walk your feet a little more forward away from the hips. And then your shins actually run a little more parallel to each other. It's okay if it's not perfect, just working in that general direction. You can even walk the feet out a little wider, which brings the knees in a little closer and intensifies that opening into the hips. Entirely up to you, okay? Now, once you have the leg positioning that works for you, spine up nice and tall, arms reach up. Let's take a deep breath in. And then exhale, hinge at your hips, hands drop down to the ground, and just walk yourself out to the degree that feels good in your body. Feel free to add little movements here. You can sway side to side and just loosening up the space from the hips and lower back, allowing the side body to find a little more space here. Let's take another round of breath, and then we're going to add on to this. Okay. So let's walk the hands over to the left until your body is framed over your left knee. It doesn't have to touch, but just it's framed over. You can be more upright and that's perfectly fine. But staying in this angle over the left knee, walk your hands out at that angle as much as you can. Now, left hand is going to stay down, keeping the spine long. And then reach your right fingertips up off the ground and then reach them away as far as you can. So you're reaching for something that's just a little out of your reach. And as you feel that stretching as though you're reaching, then I want you to slowly start to open up your chest. Start to reach the fingers up towards the ceiling and then roll open through your ribs and through your chest. Nice. Try not to force anything here, but keep reaching the fingers out and then slowly start to trace the fingers all the way back down to the ground. Take your time. Keep stretching and reaching them out as far away from you as you can until the fingers come all the way back down to the ground. Walk your hands back around to center and then walk them all the way back into a seat, upright position. From this upright seat, arms reach up, take a deep breath in. Exhale, twist to the right side. Left hand is going to connect to your right knee, right fingertips down to the ground, right behind your hips. Lift your spine up, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, twist open through your ribs and chest to that right side. Maybe even look back over your right shoulder. From here, give yourself a couple more breaths. Each inhale, spine lifts. Each exhale, feel that gentle twist. Last one here in this position. Now, as you stay in your twist, take your back hand and reach it up towards the ceiling. Lift your spine a little taller. And then exhale, lean over to the left side, stretching that top arm overhead. You're holding onto the knee for stabilizing, but then also pull against the knee to open up the chest towards the ceiling a little bit more. Let's take one more breath. Inhale, come all the way up with that top arm and through the spine. And then drop that right hand behind you. And this time, instead of just setting the fingers to the ground behind you, take a reach back and then plant the palms. So you're kind of leaning back into the hand. Now take your front leg, your left leg, extend it out, and then open it up a little bit off to the side. Okay, from here, the hand that's at your knee, reach it up towards the ceiling as you open up the chest. You can stay right here or press your hips off the ground and open up through the spine. One more breath here. Slowly bring yourself all the way back down, coming back up. Feel free to stretch your legs long in front of you and give them a good little shake out. Okay, let's go through that same thing on the other side. So this time as you cross your legs, right leg is going to cross in front. Same options. You can either have the feet angle back for easy seat, cross leg position, or walk the feet a little more forward and maybe out a little wider, coming into your square pose. Any variation of the pose is still the pose. Okay, spine up tall. Now from here, reach your arms up, deep breath in. Exhale, hands drop to the ground in front of you as you walk yourself all the way out. Now, same thing, feel free to add a little bit of movement here. We're just working into that opposite side. Feel into the spaces. And then with a long spine, let's walk our hands over to the right a little bit until your body is framed more over the right knee. Keeping yourself framed over the right knee, walk out at that angle as much as you can as you fold over. Then you're going to keep the right hand planted. Make sure the spine is long. Left fingertips reach away and then reach up off the ground. Now, once again, imagine you're trying to grab something that's just a little bit out of your reach. We're going to really test that reach. So as the fingers extend out, slowly begin to reach the fingers towards the ceiling as you gently start to open up through the chest, through the ribs. Keep reaching the fingers as far away from you as you can. And once the hand is all the way up, keep reaching as you exhale, slowly trace the fingers all the way back out and down towards the ground, slow and steady. There's no rush. And then the hand lowers all the way down to the ground. Walk your hands back around to center and then bring them all the way back up into a nice seated position. From here, arms sweep high. Let's take a deep breath in. This time, exhale, twist to the left side. Right hand connects to your left knee. Left fingertips just touch to the ground behind your hips. Lifting up through the spine, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, twist yourself open to that left side. Maybe look back over the left shoulder. Few breaths here, lengthening on each inhale. Make sure the base of your spine stays tall. And each exhale, you're feeling more of the rotation through your rib cage, your chest, and focal point. Find your breath. Now, we're going to stay in the twist. Keep holding onto the knee. Back hand is going to reach up. Take a deep breath in. Lift your spine tall. And then exhale, lean over to the right side. As you do, stretch that top arm overhead, holding onto the knee for stability, and then pull against the knee softly to open up the chest a little bit more. Inhale, come all the way back up. Take the top hand, drop it behind you this time, and lean into the palm. Right leg extends, taking it off a little bit wider to the side. Hand that's at the knee, open it up towards the ceiling. Lift up through the chest, stay here, or press the hips off the ground and find your back bend on the other side. Another breath. And then slowly bring it all the way back down and around. Stretch your legs out. Give them a good little shake. Find your way into a nice comfortable seated position of your choosing, hands cup over the knees. Close your eyes and anchor down into your sit bones. Imagine they're rooted into the floor and you're just going to let your body sway around. Maybe it's side to side, maybe it's forward and back, maybe round your back. I want you to just move in the way that feels good, as though your sit bones are rooting down into the ocean floor and your body is just swaying through the water. Feeling that natural movement and just working out any last little kinks or points that feel tense or tight. Take another breath or two here. Don't think about it too much. Just let yourself be naturally guided through the motion. And then sway yourself back all the way to center, lifting through the crown of the head. Shoulders lift forward and up towards the ears, and then pull them back, draw them all the way down. Hands join together at your heart. Take a moment to just thank your body for all that it does for you. Being grateful for this practice. And when you're ready, blink open through your eyes. Sometimes keeping a practice short and sweet makes it a lot more accessible, something that you can easily add into your days rather than feeling like you need a full 60-minute plus practice. You can really do a lot in a short amount of time intentionally. So hopefully this helped to open up through your torso. We got lots of side body stretching. We got a lot of rotation in there. And we also got some back bending and some forward folding. So the spine was able to move in all the different movements that it can provide to us. And when our body is able to move in certain ways, We should continue to try moving it in those ways so we can continue to feel more open and have that active range of motion in our body available to us for functional mobility. So, hopefully, this feels great in your body. If this was used as prep for something else, maybe hit pause and start that practice for yourself. Otherwise, just enjoy what you've just done for your bodies. If you're ever in the Modesto, California area, please check out Elevate Community Yoga Studio. I'm filming here today and I'm very grateful to be here in this space. Show them some love. Otherwise, feel free to share your feedback in the comments, share with a friend, and I'm looking forward to practicing with you next time. Thanks so much.